because Valentine's Day falls on a Saturday this year, consider Friday or even Thursday night as a possible date night. Well, here are my picks for a romantic meal out. You could try to see if there are any seats left at Becta Wine and Dining on Elgin, but if not and you want something really special, then how about 18 or Social? There's also Play Food and Wine in the Byward Market, Mina in Little Italy, and there's also Supply and Demand in Wellington West Village. If you want something really adventurous, then check out Atelier on Rochester Street. If you're looking for perhaps some bistro-style food, there's a Black Cat Bistro, Allium, and Absinthe Cafe. If you want something still, special and maybe a little fancy, but laid back, you can consider Clover, the Albion Rooms, and Town. In the West End, try Chef Michael Blackie's Next in Stittsville. If you're looking, though, for something really low-key, inexpensive, and relaxed, then how about staying in? Now, if you're worried that perhaps your cooking skills aren't really quite up there, you can still put together a really nice meal. In fact, many food shops and catering businesses are offering a Valentine's Day 3-course menu for two for pickup. And should this be more to your liking, most places will ask that you place an order by February 11th, maybe February 12th. So check out Artisan's Romantic Dinner for Two for $69. There's also La Bottega, which is in the market. Their menu for two is for $60. And if you find that, you'll be at home with your kids, places like Time and Again and Epicuria, they're offering a Valentine's Day menu for the whole family. Now, I firmly believe, though, that Valentine's Day is more than just about couples. If the day is supposed to be about love and care, then how about getting together with good friends and sharing a great meal and having a fantastic time? Many ethnic restaurants are perfect for groups to share communal dishes and are relatively inexpensive. Food brings people together, so what better way to do this than on Valentine's Day weekend? And that's it for today. Have a great weekend.
All right, thank you so much, Jeepz, for that. That was theme from The Planets. And, of course, thank you, Jen. So get your orders in before February 11th, 12th. Those are going to be some amazing meals. And, of course, never forget Chef X, because I did that last week.
Just talking about it.
That was just delicious last week.
So we're going to have to dig up to see if they might have a Valentine's Day thing or not.
Yeah, so we'll see if that happens. So we're back here with Sarah Hoy. And we are so lucky we scored this interview with her, because you can usually see her on like CTV Morning Live or Rogers Daytime. But we scored the interview to talk about the brand new Ottawa Bride magazine.
It's still warm in my hand.
It's at the printing press.
That's how fresh.
It smells like fresh print.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess what led you to start Ottawa Bride magazine? Because there are a few other magazines about Ottawa Brides, but let's hear about the differences.
I actually started my first proper paid job that I ever had was with a wedding magazine in the UK.
Oh, cool.
So I started my career really in weddings and loved doing it. And then when I started BHBB, a few people kind of started saying to me, maybe you should think about doing a wedding magazine. something that's a boutique style wedding magazine, just like BHBB is. And I'd already kind of been thinking about it in the back of my head, and it took a few people to say, you should really start this. I think it would go down really well. And I just went, okay, let's try it and let's see what happens. And
right on.
It's been great. So
Yeah, you do it a little smaller format. How did you come up with that? I like it.
I wanted it to be handbag size.
Handbag size.
So if
That's
you're at an
perfect.
event and someone hands you something, or you're at a store, like, you go buy Max and Facts or something, and you want to pick up the magazine, then you can just pick it up and put it in your bag.
Yeah, it's better than the big cumbersome ones.
Exactly. So sometimes, I mean, they're great. Like, I love big glossy magazines as well, but it's nice for a smaller one just to then put in your bag, and you can read it on the bus or
Yeah,
at work.
for sure.
Not at work, sorry, you shouldn't be reading it at work. But in your lunch break.
And just like BHBB, it's all local content as well. 100%.
Everything's local.
All local businesses, all local stories. So can you tell us a bit of what people can find in the Ottawa Bride magazine?
So you can find everything from trends to real weddings, and we also have 2 styled inspiration shoots in there as well. Both slightly different from each other, so you can get some different ideas. We have real weddings from every season in there,
sweet.
so it doesn't matter which season you're getting married in, you should have some ideas.
Yeah.
And what I really tried to do with Ottawa Bride was to not make it too text heavy. I really wanted to include a lot of images in there, because I feel like when I was planning my wedding, that's what I wanted to see. I didn't really want to read the articles, I just wanted to take ideas from people.
Yeah, take an idea, and Pinterest and all that kind of thing.
And that's one of the inspirations. Someone said to me, oh, it's like a Pinterest of bridal magazines. I was like, that's exactly what I wanted.
So basically, you
That's a great idea.
Pinterested Ottawa into a magazine.
that's it. That's how that's my new tagline right there.
And where will people be able to... Is there a website for Ottawa Bride
There is
magazine?
a website, ottawabridemagazine.ca, and
Perfect.
you can also find it through the BHBB website. And it's mainly being distributed throughout wedding shows throughout the year in Ottawa. So the next show you'll find it at is the Tie the Knot show, which is on the 21st of February at the Museum of Nature.
Tie the knot. See, I have to remember all this.
Yeah,
wedding,
your wedding's
wedding
coming up,
planning in the
so-
future here.
Say
Love it
it
right now.
here.
And that's
Yeah,
big brownie points if you remember all these shows.
Yes, February 21st. Well, luckily I
Museum
can
of
just go
Nature.
back and listen to our episode.
Did you take a lot of tips from your wedding that you planned to put in here?
Some of them, but they're just more tips from other real brides. We have their words in there, so they've told us what they did, and then just a lot of company information, and then again, like I said, the inspiration shoots. Are
This
really
is
good
wonderful.
details.
Do we have ample local companies that deal with weddings, or what?
There's so many, and it's just growing and growing.
It's growing and growing.
And there's
Wow.
so many people that are starting small businesses outside of what they usually do.
Yeah.
So people who do amazing dessert tables or like candy trolleys, and there's so many things.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
and I guess weddings are getting so much more diverse now that it is allowing for more of these businesses to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like whereas before, dessert, you'd have your wedding cake, and that was it. And now so many people are, like you said, doing candies,
Yeah.
all sorts of different things, right?
There's so many different ideas out there now, and people are finding venues that aren't necessarily tying them down into things, so you can
Yeah.
choose your own caterer, and you can choose to bring in your own desserts and candies, and some venues you can't do that with, which is fine, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
But then other places, say if you have it in your back garden or something, you can do that with. So people are really searching out for more, and it's allowing those businesses to pop up.
Yeah, like one thing that I heard of some people starting to do is hiring different food trucks
Yeah.
to go out to their weddings, which I believe you said you
I
did at your wedding.
I did. We had a poutine truck come
That's
about
great.
9 o'clock and stayed there for 2 hours,
Sweet.
and it went
was
down
busy.
very well.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
500
I wonder
orders.
if anybody's got the beaver tail truck to head out yet.
Yeah,
that would be
That's an interesting
good.
one. Now, do you have any tips for people that could find it possibly overwhelming in Ottawa with so much choice now? What would you like if you're going to start? What kind of first step would you say to go towards?
I would say read Ottawa Bride.
No, hey, that's
Good
why
idea.
you do
Step
it,
one,
right? As any entrepreneur, you try to find a solution to somebody's problem. So I guess that's your problem.
And I also think, like, do your research, know what you want, know your budget. Like, start off with your budget and try to stay within that because it can so easily spiral
Yeah.
out of control.
Yes, it can.
And I know what your priorities are. Right? So maybe the flowers are really important to you, but the desserts are not so important. So, spread your budget in those directions. Like maybe have an amazing florist do your flowers, but then have your friends over to make cupcakes.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways you can work around things, and I think just planning and researching is the way to go. And if you don't know, ask people, because there's so many people that they've already got married. Ask them and ask them for references.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are dealing with a company and you're not too sure about them, or you want to hire them, ask them for references, because if they're any good, then someone's going to say, okay, I'll be their reference.
Coming from England to here, did you see a big difference in weddings from Ottawa and London, England?
I think England are still very formal,
Okay.
and they're very long.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Like the
and
ceremony or the
the
ceremony
whole
plus?
day in
The whole
general.
day, okay.
So weddings in England tend to start either midday or 1 and finish at midnight. So you have that whole day there, whereas I find here people start anywhere between 3 and 6 and go on anywhere between midnight and 2 a.m. So it's kind of a different structure, but in general it's the same kind of thing. And I find over there people are starting to have more of the rustic feel and stuff that is very big over here as well.
Ah. What are you seeing? I lost my train of thought. Are you seeing a lot more weddings in these freezing temperatures of winter, I guess?
There is actually some places like Strathmere that host weddings outside in the winter.
Weddings outside in the winter.
Yeah, so you get your blankets, and I'm assuming they have heaters.
I hope so.
Yeah, and it's stunning. Like it's a stunning wedding, and the one we have in here in the magazine is from Temples for the winter one. And so it's all like maple themed and snowy outside, which is great for your photos.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
There's a lot of that's a wonderful location. Where's that location?
That is Temples Sugar Bush.
Temples Sugar Bush.
Yeah.
How far away is that from downtown Ottawa?
It's less than an hour away.
Less than an hour away.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and then I actually knew someone who got married last year at the brewery, Mill Street Brewery, and that was in the winter. And again, it was.
And that's another
yeah.
lovely location, I guess, with the water and everything around it.
Yeah,
the water's
sure.
probably still flowing around there. Well, that was so
Well,
good.
and then you don't
Yeah.
sweat
Pardon
a
me?
lot.
Yeah, that is
You
a
know?
problem this summer when you're in the summer.
And you know what kind of weather you're going to get. Right? Like,
That's it, there's
if
no
it's
hit or miss.
February, it's going to be snowy and coldy.
It's
Coldy?
cold.
Cold.
It's going to be a
Very
possible
coldy.
blizzard and minus 400. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks so much, and, all the best on these magazines. And
Thank you.
And this is really interesting, really good, quick, and a lot of good photos, and a lot of men with beards, which I like to see in the wedding photos, because that means I don't have to shave ever. All right, so next week I hope you can join us. We have Harley from Shopify coming on, so that's going to be very good, a lot of fun, and so events this weekend, lots of things going on.
yeah, well, Winterlude's still cracking, so get out there. You went and saw some of the ice sculptures last night, right, Nick?
They're wonderful. But last night was minus 5, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
So tonight at local Lansdowne, Beyond the Pale is releasing new Pleasure Craft IPA.
Ooh.
And they're also giving away $10 off Brewfest tickets. So that's next weekend.
Oh, nice.
And Atherton's DJing. There's also Product Hunt is going on tonight. So that's kind of the entrepreneurship community where they're going through new products coming out in Ottawa, and you get to test them out. Sexapalooza going on this weekend at Shaw, a little risque. Ottawa, brace yourself.
Tonight also at Oz Cafe, Calcutta will be DJing, and it's a Jay Dilla tribute. There's going to be some donuts there. There's going to be artwork from Dom Laporte, Phil Days, Bender, Chico, Robbie from Fall Down. Those will be a lot of artwork up
for
as
sale.
well. Yeah, absolutely.
Good prices for awesome Ottawa art. Yeah,
so
that's great.
hit that up.
And awesome food at Oz.
Oh, for sure.
Black Denim is back playing at Mavericks tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
nice.
huge one. Tomorrow night, Ottawa versus Carleton. 1 versus 2.
Still 1 and 2.
They're still 1 and 2. It's going to be... Ottawa's number 1 for the first time ever. Carleton...
Well, because they were 1 and 2 last year.
But it was
nearing the
Carleton
end
was
too, right?
number...
Yeah.
Carleton was 1. Ottawa's too. So tomorrow night is going to be cracking. I hope to see you out there, Sarah. Chinese New Year Fest Sunday at the EY Center. You got cracking up the Capital coming on this weekend. Yeah. John Doerr is performing. Megaphonos last night is tonight. Oh, wow. You got Snowshoes Under the Stars on Friday.